The thing I like about Native American stories is that they contain animals. I hope there are some animal lovers out there, because some of my favorite stories are about animals. Let me take you back to the Great Forest. We lived in the great woods of Quebec and New York State, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. So it's a very cold country, so most of my stories contain snow. This particular story happens in the great woods, and it happens with the biggest and the meanest creature of all, the mighty bear. The bear, being the biggest creature in the North Woods, he's walking through the woods. But he knows he's the biggest and the meanest, so he's not happy with the pretty snow. He's messing up the snow, tipping over great trees, rolling over great stones, when all of a sudden he comes upon the quickest creature in the forest, the chipmunk. He says, I shall scare the chipmunk. So he snuck up on the chipmunk. And when the time was right, but the little chipmunk was not afraid. And the bear said, Little chipmunk, why, I am so big and you are so small. I could squash you with one blow from this mighty paw. Why do you not fear me? The chipmunk didn't even think twice. The chipmunk said, Why, Mr. Bear, it is true you are the biggest and maybe the strongest, but has no one told you? You are by far the slowest and maybe the dumbest creature in the woods. Dumb! And the bear jumped on the chipmunk. But when the bear raised his mighty paw, the chipmunk was gone. And in a little tiny voice from behind him, the bear heard the chipmunk. And in a little tiny voice, the chipmunk said, Told ya, big, dumb, slow. The bear said, Slow? Little chipmunk, why do you torment me? The chipmunk, without even thinking twice, said, Why, Mr. Bear, because you think you are the biggest and strongest. Why, there are things bigger and much stronger than the bear. And the bear thought, Name one thing stronger than the bear. The chipmunk didn't even think twice. He said, Why, Mr. Bear, the morning sun is much stronger than you are. If you are so strong, stop the sun from rising in the sky. Why, I'll do it. And the mighty bear sat down in the cold snow. And he waited for dawn. All night he waited. Until finally, the light that guides the morning sun to the sky. Have you ever seen this light? It's blue, and it's gold, and it's purple, and it's red and yellow. The most beautiful light of the day. If you ever get a chance, get up real early some morning and watch that morning light. Just don't tell your parents I told you to do it, okay? And as that light rose in the sky, the mighty bear stood up and he growled. And he said, I, the mighty bear, command you, the morning sun, not to rise this day in the sky. But the sun began to rise. The bear couldn't believe it. So the bear growled again. This time he growled so loud, he growled the bark right off the trees. But the sun still rose. And he growled again. This time he growled the snow right off the mountains. But the sun still rose. And the bear growled. And the sun rose. And the bear growled. And the sun rose until finally it was all the way in the morning sky. The bear couldn't believe it. And in a little tiny voice from behind him, he heard And in a little tiny voice, the chipmunk said, told ya, big, dumb, slow. Yeah. And the chipmunk ran for his hole, and the bear chased him, and the chipmunk ran, and the bear chased him, and the chipmunk dove for his hole, and with one fast claw, the bear... The chipmunk did escape that day. Oh, but for 3 sharp claws, which left 3 pale scars, the full length of that chipmunk, which he wears to this day, to remind him not to pick on creatures bigger and slower and, thank you.